So, welcome to the first lesson of percentage strengths. So, I've covered this mainly on the YouTube channel. It will stay primarily the same, but I'm going to add a bit more practice questions in for you guys because it's such an important technique. So, we're going to quickly run through it again, like I did in the YouTube, make a bit more sense, and then we'll go from there. So, weight over volume as a percentage, weight over weight is also something, and you can also have volume over volume. These are percentage strengths, so they can be used interchangeably, but the whole premises of it is that you're using weight over volume or a volume or a weight in some sort of capacity. What it basically means is that you use the standard metric of the weight and the standard metric of the volume and express it as a percentage strength. So weight always has a standard metric of grams, not milligrams, not kilograms, always grams. So they will throw you off and, for example, ask you to put things in milligrams. You can only ever have it in grams and then convert it out in another way, which we'll do in a exam question later. With volume, it's always mil, not milliliters or anything, not liters, sorry, just milliliters. So with that in mind, let's put this in practice. So we've got 5% weight over volume. When I see this in the exam question, the best thing to do is express it. What I mean by express it is write it out of what it is. So 5% weight over volume basically means 5 gram in 100 ml. So this number is always the grams value or whatever the first value is, because it could also be volume in some cases. And then in 100 ml. So let's say we're dealing with creams and we've got 40%. That's going to be 40 grams in a cream, because normally creams are normally weight over weight because it's a thick substance, in 100 grams. So it's always something in 100. Another example you could do is you can get decimals as well. So we could have 3.2%. Same premises. It's 3.2% as 3.2 grams in, well, in this case, I'm going to make it weight over volume again. So in 100 ml. So you always have that first number as your first sort of digit. So that's what you mean by expressing it. Then we're going to talk about how we can make this a ratio strength. So a lot of the time, you might have to express some medications as a ratio. So we've just talked about percentage strengths, which are commonly seen in creams. So I'll give you an example. Hydrocortisone comes as a 1% cream, meaning that the cream has 1 gram in every 100 ml of that hydrocortisone. 100 grams, sorry. But in some medications, you can have it come in as 1 in 10 and 1 in 100. These are known as ratio strengths. So you need to be able to convert interchangeably between these strengths, because this will come in handy when you do things like C1V1 in later questions. So the way that I do this is that we're going to talk about how you convert a percentage strength into a ratio strength. So I'm going to stick with the 5%, that I want to convert my 5% weight over volume solution into a percentage strength. I just want to know what it is as a percentage strength. So the equation I use is something called this. The ratio is equal to 100 over the percentage strength. I'm going to put strength there. Mind the awful handwriting. So let's put that into practice. So remember, we've got 5% solution and we want to make it a ratio strength. So what I do is I'm going to do 100 divided by the percentage strength, which is 5. So we know that 100 divided by 5 is 20. So this is going to be 1 in 20. So that's always your last number, never the first. It's always 1 in something. So 1 or 1 in x, normally people say, so that is going to be your x value. Then you need to know how to actually get from this ratio back into a percentage strength. So the way that you do that is this. So let's say I've got a solution that is 1 in 200, and I want to convert it back into a percentage strength. So the equation I would use for this is percentage strength. I'm just going to put percentage S for the sake of time. You've still got 100 on the top, but your denominator is going to be your ratio denominator. And just put ratio D. What I mean by this is that your percentage strength is 100. Our ratio denominator in this is 200. So whatever 1 in something is, that x value is going to be that. So 100 over 200. We kind of work that out now. So I can cross out the zeros, and I know that I've got a half, which equates to 0.5% weight over volume. And that's how you kind of convert between them using this equation. Some people are very comfortable doing it back and forth, but I know that if you're really struggling with maths, you can use equations and it will make it a lot more easier for you. So I'm going to run through some exam questions now. So have a go at them, and then there should be a video solution below just to explain how to do it.